Good evening, gentlemen. What is up, fellas?
Hey, good evening. Good evening.
We got Mr. the Dean of Power Wash, Michael Hinderliter, in the house from powerwash.com. And everybody already knows Mr. John Sacco. What is up, Mr. John?
Sir. Glad to be here.
Not much. What's going on? Yeah,
Glad
it's
to
an
be
honor
here.
having you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you.
I need a booster seat because you guys are like up in the air and I'm like down here. I'm like,
You just got to adjust your camera.
yeah, I know.
Make you look taller.
There you
There
go.
you
There
go.
you
All
go.
right. That's
Yeah,
better.
there we go.
I'm still a little bit shorter, but that's okay.
I think you're tall enough, Michael. I've seen you in person. You're
Yeah.
tall.
I got a little bit of height.
A little bit of height.
I was tall
So what's going on?
when I was in high school, but now the high schoolers are taller than me.
Oh,
You know,
that's cool. I know.
Yeah, right.
They just keep getting taller and bigger.
Actually, that's 100%. It is crazy, right? The generation now, they
Yeah.
are a lot bigger.
Yeah, nutrition and
Yeah, my
better
kids,
eating and all
my
that
kids
stuff.
tower me, man. My boys like tower me. I'm like,
Yeah.
how'd you get so damn big?
Yeah.
Mine too.
I'm not big, but I'm not that I'm not big.
What I
Like
heard
that.
when I was growing up. Yeah.
I woke up one morning and I looked up. I'm like, what the hell happened here? You know, what time did you grow from? The last 12 hours? Oh my goodness.
It does happen.
All right, let me see who we got in here.
Yes, sir. So how you been, Michael?
Doing good,
You're
doing
a very
good.
busy person. How's business going?
It's going good. We are just working with the situation as best we can, and I think overall we had a decent year last year, and given what things have had, powerwash.com's done really good, and contract cleaning business, the kitchen exhaust really took a hit, obviously with all the kitchen exhaust cleaning because of restaurants being shut down, all that. What can you do? And
Sure.
fleet washing, it fared about the same. I don't think we really grew or went up much with that at all last year, and so not everybody was as fortunate. So I'm glad to say that we did pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. I have a buddy that does hoods, man. Here, and he's taking a really bad beating. He really, really is. Just because his contracts is just like, we're not open. We're already doing takeout. We don't have the money to have the hoods cleaned.
Well, and different areas of the country are in different phases of this. The restrictions can be a lot stronger. Like I would hate to be out in California right now.
Absolutely.
Or New York City. I mean, they're just shutting everything down completely. And good, bad, or indifferent, it's tough on the economy. And long-term impact is what concerns me the most.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, house washing. I don't think house washing didn't.
And a lot of
Go ahead, John.
a lot of the we're gonna feel the impact this year, I think, as year progresses from everything that happened last year.
Yeah. It's you're going to see some impact this year, and I think contractors that if they want to survive, they need to be thinking about how they raise prices and stuff this year because inflation's coming. I just posted a YouTube video today about it. Go somewhat into depth and trying to explain so people understand how inflation is going to take place and what has happened this year that's going to cause some fairly rapid inflation. So anybody wants to watch that video, if I can plug it, Jamie.
Absolutely.
Power Wash University
Yes.
YouTube channel. And my staff probably posted it in Power Wash Community as well. So either place, you can see that video. I don't want to like fill up the time here, but if you want me to, I'll talk about it. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's a little easier for me to explain from a whiteboard than it is just talking about it. But expect inflation and be ready to raise prices and pass on costs, because you're gonna see price increases this year without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt, yeah, you have to. And guys need.
We have to work together.
And you know,
Sacco, how are you? I'm doing good.
And it's unfortunate because I know there's going to be that segment of the market out there that's going to want to go out and lower prices and try to gain market share, or they feel like the need to help their customers and be generous, but you're going to put yourself out of business. I firmly believe that if you start going down that path, you're going to have to end. You're not going to survive long. I mean, I say that because I want to see people remain successful through this. On the other hand, there's part of my competitive nature that says, yeah, go ahead and do it, because when you go out of business, I'm going to get your business. So, I mean, lower your prices, because you're just going to hurt yourself.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. That's what's going to happen. You are definitely going to have a part of the market that does do that. They are going to lower their prices if they think they can grab the share.
You can't make up enough share fast enough for what's going to happen.
No, you can't. So, I mean, I think everybody has a good game plan if they strategize right and they market correctly and they take care of their clients the right way. It won't affect those guys anyway. We experienced that when COVID first hit here in New Jersey, because when COVID hit in Jersey and we got shut down, it was pretty bad here. It was like, phew, everything. And we were like, man, what are we going to do? So I just blasted the email out to all of our clients saying, hey, here's what we're doing, to protect you guys during COVID. We're doing no contact estimates. We're doing, no contact invoices. Right. And we blew up with our existing customers, just all this saying, we want this done. We want that done. And they kept us really busy in the beginning stages, because I was worried. I was like, what's going to happen to the wash industry? Because nobody knew. Nobody knew what was going to happen. So it's, and I think it may have hurt guys that were maybe brand new in the industry, like the first year, because they didn't have that customer database to reach out to. They didn't have that, people raving about
starting a business.
Yeah, tough year to
start any business.
Any business, yeah. We lost a third. We lost 3 out of 10 businesses in Jersey have shut down since COVID. I was just looking at the other day. And I'm like, that's a lot.
I will say on a good note, that December kind of worried me, because there was a big turn down in December, which it's typical. But a lot of times January falls with even a worse month. But so far, I mean, we're seeing an uptick already. So I hope that trend continues, and I hope there's enough enthusiasm and excitement out there that people believe that vaccines and more stimulus, though it's going to cause inflation, does help and creates enough confidence for people to start doing stuff and spend and produce, because that's what we need to. Our economy is based on production, so we need to have that.
Absolutely, we do, and I think it's I don't know. I'm looking forward to, hopefully we get back to some type of normalcy, man. Some kind of like being normal. Having some type of normal, just like interaction, and being able to just, I don't know, be able to go to like a sporting event or something and have it be normal, and that's kind of really why Myrtle Beach did not get canceled this year. That's why we insisted we were going to do it. Yeah. It's going to be done with guidelines in place, obviously, right? But we need to get back to some type of normalcy, man. We need to get that. We need to. We all need a mental break from all the COVID talk,
Yeah.
we just need a break.
Isn't that the truth? It's old.
Yeah,
it's old. It's a
not
topic. It's not going to go away anytime soon.
Not just the COVID talk, but even the politics. We've been going through a very rough year. Year of elections, and I don't want to get too much into politics, but we're seeing the repercussions right now as what happened today.
I I did a video of this on a YouTube channel, and yeah, I think it was one of my Wash Talk Wednesdays. We're actually seeing the results of the negative impact of what social media is doing to our society today. Because there's enough history and data to show that since Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, mostly Facebook, and Twitter, those interactions are becoming so negative that people they're becoming further and further separated because they encase themselves with people who support their ideas instead of listening to opposing ideas and finding middle grounds and solutions so they can work together. And I said in my video, it was a year or two ago when I did it, and there's a couple programs on Netflix now that even support it. And I want to say one of the first people I had this conversation with was Josh Latimer, and we talked about how we're seeing the divide, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And today this past year is an extreme example of it. If you're not willing to listen to opposing views and find common ground and try to find solutions to the problems that are going on in our industry or in our country, in our society, and move forward, then this is what you're going to get, because people surround themselves with like-minded people, and you can't hear what the opposition has to. You won't take you're not open to a friendly debate and a factual debate without getting triggered and upset and starting to riot and fight and to destruct. I hate to sound so gloomy, but these things are destroying Western civilization, and we may witness it in our lifetime if it doesn't get better. And if we don't find leaders that are willing to stand a good, strong middle ground. I kind of went off on political. We should be talking power wash, but
no, the whole social media thing, though, you are right. The social media thing about the negativity, and I've been talking to which way are we pointing here? I think he's this way. All the way over here, my buddy John Sacco. I've been trying to plug in his head for the last 2 days, man. It's 2021, man. You got to look, you're going to have haters on Facebook. You're going to have to learn how to channel. It takes too much energy, man. The negativity just drains energy out of you. It takes so much more energy to focus on that negative stuff than it does the positive things. That's why you just need to, if you have someone that's always just plugging at you, man, just block them, boom, and then you don't have to see that negative energy anymore. I mean, that's where I'm at now, and that's what you need to do, John. I've been telling you for 2 days, man. I'm gonna get you to do it.
No, hey, believe me, I've been doing it. You've seen since the last couple of days, it's been roller coaster, because although I get a lot of messages of support from the veterans, from the leaders in the industry, the issue is the young guys. They don't like to be told anything nowadays. It's got to be their way or the highway. So it's just like you said, I'm starting to block people that are being rude and they just don't want to listen. That's it.
Yeah, and it's like, look, man, and I've said this several times on Facebook when I see guys post just a negative post just to get reactions, because we see a lot of that on social media now. And I'm like, why don't you try to post something positive that day and see? You're going to get the same amount of comments as all the comments you got for your negative post, man. Like, you don't need to post something negative to get engagement. I mean, post something positive, post something encouraging, man.
And keep in mind, that kind of leads you down that path that you really shouldn't go down if you're blocking too many people because you're not hearing opposing views. The thing is where you can have an exchange with somebody who's going to listen to an opposing point of view, and then have a conversation that's honest and transparent. What happens is, and I see it a lot in our industry, and I won't name names, but they definitely exist. It's where you have people who'll make a comment, get you to respond, and if your response is accurate and it's forthright, then they just change to another subject and then come at you again. And they just keep doing it over and over and over. And they're just trying to tarnish your name or your brand or your reputation. And it just happens. Those are the type of people you need to block and distance.
Yeah. So that's the ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about blocking somebody that doesn't agree with you. I'm talking about, John has those people that every time John posts something,
oh yeah,
they're there to jump on him. So that's the people you need to block.
What's the name for those people? There's that just follow you around everywhere and
trolls.
Trolls, that's it. Yeah, trolls. Yeah. I'm trying to think of it. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love my haters. Too. But once they start disrespecting, that's another. They just cross the line to the to a space that they don't want to be with me. And believe me, I'm opinionated. I tell people as straightforward how things are. I don't sugarcoat things, and some people take it the wrong way. So,
yeah, I saw Corey Flannery post there, and it reminded me. I wanted to just let you know. Me and Brooke were talking before the show, and to add to the drawing that you guys are doing in the giveaway, we're going to do a 5-course bundle from Power Wash University to throw in there.
Sweet. So that's not going to be for the drawing though. We're going to do it at the auction.
Okay, that's fine. However you want to do it.
The auction,
that's to help Corey's wife and whatnot. Yeah,
that is awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. I know they really appreciate it, man. It's like it's they're good people, and
yes,
we'll do that in the auction on Saturday evening. Our 24-hour live stream. My wife said, "Are you nuts?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, no, you are nuts."
I think I may be. And John didn't get this at first because John was like, "Okay, well, you do the night shift, I'll do the day shift." I'm like, "No, John, dude, telethon means we got to go 24 straight, dude. We can't take shifts. We're going straight."
Jerry, what's his name? The comedian Jerry.
I know.
What was it? March of Dime?
Yeah. Oh my. Somebody's going to say it.
He was with Dean Martin.
Yep.
They did all movies together and stuff. I can't think of his name.
Not Jerry. Oh my.
Someone will post it.
Yeah, someone will post it.
Yeah. Jerry Lewis. There we go. Thank you, Corey.
Jerry Lewis.
All right, there you go. That's who it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, John, you're going to be the Jerry Lewis Saturday night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to be cracking jokes.
Yeah.
24 hours, man.
So what kind of questions, what kind of things can I kind of threw some stuff out there to help people get guys out with, raising prices and stuff into this year. We've got some cool stuff that we're going to be rolling out for PowerWash.com, Power Wash University. Really not at liberty to talk about it yet, but some really cool things that trying to tie the training and PowerWash.com a little more together and benefits for those that follow us and if you want to call them our tribe, trying to serve them better. So doing some stuff there. We got a really cool skid design that we gave away earlier this year.
I see that.
Yeah, you saw the skid, but you really don't know how it was constructed. We got a video that's going to come up on YouTube pretty soon. So if you want to see that, again, subscribe over there so you see it. I feel like I'm making shameless plugs every 2 seconds, but
no. Hey, this is your hour, my friend. You do all the plugs you want. And guys, if you guys have any questions, come in and Michael would be able
right there?
to answer it.
Yeah,
YouTube.com. There's the link.
We just see a need for guys that want to have something that they can assemble, and it's basically really easy to assemble. To put together a skid unit, you can get just the base plate, which is not much to a base plate. I mean, but might not be that easy to find, but we've got that coming out, and then the whole construction side of it, they're able to put it together and adjust it, works out pretty cool. So just my staff just shot a video on that today, so it should be coming out here pretty soon.
You have an awesome staff, man. You really do. You really have a good staff.
What's that?
Yeah, you got a good staff. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. No, I'm really proud of my team. sometimes you go through phases, but where we are now, a good addition to our staff this past year was Brooke. She's really active online and taking a big load off of my shoulders because I honestly get burnt out on it at times. And
sure,
I even get burnt out on making the videos after a while. Like, I don't know about you, but generally in the fall, October through December, I kind of burn out and it's really hard for me to do anything. And then January and February start coming back around. I get my energy back and I get back at it again.
Start getting back at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been seeing the videos.
Down, but I do.
You have the other gentleman that's doing videos now also. I see him do a couple videos. He was in one today. I think it was today's video, I believe, or yesterday I seen one. He was talking about the variable adjustable gun.
Yeah, Theo.
Yeah.
Theo. Yeah. He's a good kid. Yeah. He's new and he's learning fast. And
I can see
very
that.
helpful. And you know what? And that's what I have to say is that, if you got somebody, which I appreciate, and they don't know the answer, they're going to find the answer for you. And sometimes I don't have the answer. So, I'll do the best I can to help find guys or find things to help people out as well.
You don't have the answer? I can't believe that. Come on. You're the dean of pressure washer,
I'm still learning too.
Still learning too. You have a question up there. You have a question from
Carl. I love that.
Allen.
I love that.
You know what? If I had all the answers, I'd be on an island in the Caribbean right now.
Relaxing.
Yeah, right.
Well, you have a question from Carl Allen up there, Mike. He wants to know, what do you think is a good starter rig for a new guy?
Well, I think a lot of that goes into depends on what part of the market you want to service. But I would say a pretty versatile unit will be something that's doing 4 gallons a minute. You can use downstream ejection, so you can do some soft washing, you can do flat work, you can do power washing. It gives you a pretty good broad spectrum of things that you can service. Not everything, but a pretty good base to start from. And even better than that, I would probably go personally 4 at 4,000, or I would do 5.5 at 2,500. Personally, I'd probably do 5.5 at 2,500 because the better flow is going to speed things up. And now I know guys that'll go out there and say, I started with a 2.5 gallon a minute at 2,000 PSI, but my goodness, man, you know what? You're just wasting so much time. And the cost to get a machine that's just a little bit better the benefits outweigh the investment 10, 20 fold. And you may not see it right now, but you will. And eventually, if you get good enough at it, and especially on the residential side, you're gonna probably move up to an 8 gallon a minute at 3,000 or 3,500. And that'll it won't 10x your time, but it'll probably almost double it. I say double. I said that backwards. It's not gonna reduce it. Let me say productivity. It won't 10x your productivity, but it could probably come close to at least 1.5 to 2 times increasing your productivity.
Yep, absolutely. And it's hey, once we got, and guys, like you say, guys can grow into things, and starting out small, there's nothing wrong with that. But
no,
there is a point where you don't want to say, I don't want to. You could start out with an electric Roby. It would work, but
man,
it's way practical. Like
you're so limited. Yeah, you're so limited in what you can do with a small electrical unit that you plug into. Most people probably don't know this. I actually have a machine. It's not the machine I started with, and I've been wanting to do a video on it because my grandfather my mom's dad got one of these machines from my dad when I was in high school, but it was the same machine that I used when I started my business. I don't have it. I wish I did. What happened is my brother ran low on oil, and I told him to check it. And about halfway through the job, it threw the rod and busted right through the crankcase. But I had it for a long time. I took great care of it. But my first unit was a 5 horsepower power washer, and it was at, I want to say it was 1,300 psi at 5 gallons a minute, and that's what I washed trucks with. We brushed them and rinsed them, and just a lot of elbow grease to get going. Eventually, I moved up to a hot water machine, and just grew it from there. And everyone's got to start somewhere, and that's where I started. I started with a little bitty machine like that. And, fortunately enough, not everybody has this, and I was lucky to have a dad that was in the industry, and he told me if I could go out, get work, and he did this to motivate me, that I didn't have to pay for that machine. So, and back then they were sold by Elite, and Elite was selling them to Sam's Clubs, and my dad was getting these warranty machines back, and then he was reselling them, and that's what I got. It was one of those warranty machines.
One of the warranty machines back.
Yeah, and that's what I started my business with. It was pretty cool.
And now you got a huge production washing trucks.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've seen it.
A store.
Yeah.
It's impressive. The store is impressive. The store is really impressive, but the truck wash is really impressive also. I mean, it's like a well-oiled machine, man. I was just like watching the trucks coming out. I'm like, this is amazing, man.
And you brought that up, and I talked about how things are picking up, and I've seen some good signs at the beginning of the year. And I've always felt like what we sell at powerwash.com and how the sales go is an early indication of how the economy will go for the year. Or if there's a downturn, we kind of see it first in the sales at powerwash.com. And occasionally I see it with, it's a delayed effect on the fleet washing side. So now that we didn't get hit that hard over the course of the year on fleets, but now there's been in our wash bay anyway, there's been a slight downturn, which is odd. I usually don't see it this time of year, but we have had some bad weather. So just a side thought that I was thinking about, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's like, guys can start, man. They don't need all the bells and whistles, but hey, it's always
just
good
think
to
about it's the future where you want to, think of, you can start with equipment like that, but if you want to, my thing is about the guys that tell them with a 2.3 gallons a minute, you're going to make a lot of money. You could, but it's going to take you 2 times, 3 times the time, the time that it's going to take you with a 4 gallons a minute. And then after that, you'll realize that the 5.5 will make you move faster, and the 8 gallons a minute will be even better,
Yeah. And I want to clarify a little bit. Now, in our fleet washing, I've always run 5.5 gallons a minute. I went down to a 4 gallon a minute machine at one time, and I had the same. If you want to do the math, there's cleaning units. So it's the GPM times PSI gives you cleaning units. So I generally ran around 2,500 PSI, 5.5 gallons a minute. And I bumped that up to 4 gallons a minute, or lowered it to 4 gallons a minute, 3,000 PSI. And was probably running relatively close to the same cleaning units. But what I found is that the lower GPM slowed down my truck washability. Now, I could go to the 8 gallons a minute like you talked about, but the problem that we have in truck washing is that we got to recover all that water. And I found that, and this is just help for anybody who's out there doing it, 5.5 gallons a minute is a nice medium for not producing too much water so fast that it's hard to recover, and being able to control that, and then doing a good speedy wash job at the same time.
Yep, and it really depends, like you said at the beginning. It really depends what your main business is, what you want to focus on. Because I can tell you, like for us, we did not too long ago. A few months ago, we did a whole city block in Philadelphia, and they had so much gum to blow your mind away. I mean, blow your mind away. Right now, I had our 8 gallon minute hot water machine there, right, and a 5, right. Now, not surface cleaning, popping gum.
Yeah.
The 5.5, the 8 gallon a minute guy could not keep up with the 5.5 guy popping gum because the heat is so much more consistent. Now when it came time to surface clean, that's a different story. So I think it really depends what you want to do, man. Like, 8 gallons a minute. Until I started using it, I never really, you don't really know what it is, right? If you're using 5.5s, you don't know.
I think what you got to keep in mind is, like, especially on the soft washing side, what you just need to do is get product on the surface. You don't need to blast it. The more volume, the better.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the faster you can go. But if you need to blast the surface, you need pressure and volume, and then you have the factor that comes into play where you got to do wash water recovery like we do, and that can play out in all aspects. Seriously, just depending on your area. But you just got to keep all those things in mind and really think about the cost of the equipment and the cost of chemicals is a small. I can't say it's a small fraction. That cost is nowhere in comparison to what your labor costs are. So getting your labor costs down is the one thing you want to focus on more than anything. So being efficient and reducing labor costs is the number one thing that we should strive to achieve as professional contractors if you want to be successful. And it's the one thing that's made me successful that I've always focused on in my contract cleaning business.
Nice.
Is how to reduce the cost of labor.
Yep, it's key. You're right.
Quick question for you, Michael. How do you feel about running a 8 or 10 gallons a minute half throttle for soft washing? Do you think the equipment is going to get messed up if we do that?
Well, I'm not a mechanic, so but I will say that I've been told that running half throttle is not good for the motor. It can mess up the valves, create problems with spark plugs, things like that. I can't say, I don't know 100%. But I do know that the engines that are normally sold to be run with power washers on the gas side are meant to be run at full throttle. They're designed to run at full throttle. So you should run them that way. Now, probably if you're running a diesel motor, I don't think you would have those issues if you had a diesel motor, but obviously you're going to play 3 to 4 times what it costs for a gas engine to do that. But a diesel motor can run probably a couple pumps too. So, I mean, there's all different ways to do it.
Just looking to see any questions here. Pretty much just comments. Don said he can answer that.
Answer it, Don.
Don has some experience with that because he said, I can answer that. He jumped it up and said, I can answer that. So he may have some experience with that situation.
Yeah. And, I know there's some guys out there that take some of these smaller motors and throttle them up and run them a lot faster than they're supposed to get higher pressures and stuff out of them. Again, you're going to do similar stuff. You're going to get the head too hot. You get the valves too hot. The motors really aren't, they may do it for a while and they may do it and last a good time, but you're just going to wear them out faster.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys that are making the 13 horsepower with the 8 gallons a minute at 2,500 PSI. So do you think that's a good setup?
The 13, that would be like a 630 on a Honda. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. And they're doing what, 8 gallons a minute?
8 gallons a minute, 2,500 PSI.
No, that sounds like it would work. I think we even sell some machines like that.
Okay.
Yeah, 2,500 PSI because you're
actually
PSI.
Actually, I think we got them at higher PSI with that size motor. And it's a small step up to go to 660 too, and be strong enough to handle that. I want to say the 390.
It's a 390. Joe said.
Isn't that what's on a 5 gallon a minute?
Yes.
Or the 4 at 4,000? And they're running 8 gallons a minute on that thing?
Yeah. But I've seen people building. I've seen people running the 8 gallons. Yeah.
Yeah, you're running the machine outside of spec. Doesn't mean I won't do it. I mean, they run the pumps outside of spec too, and they do it. I'm just one that my preference is to follow the spec that comes from the manufacturer and run them within spec. That doesn't mean someone's not going to go out there and put a motor outside of spec and and then stand behind it, they can do that, but they may have more warranty issues. But I'm one for following what the manufacturer's guidelines on how to use the equipment.
How they should use it. Hey, well, it doesn't matter because Gene O'Neill is getting a Hummer battery-powered pressure washer.
There you go.
Wait, why is it Hummer? Gene, they don't even make Hummers anymore. You mean Tesla?
Yeah.
Like, the Hummers are gone, Gene. So if you're still waiting for that, buddy, I don't think it's coming.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. That battery power washer, that it would seem like that would really suck a battery down pretty fast, though.
Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah.
Would be pretty cool, though.
Yeah. It'd be neat to say you had one.
Sean said the Honda's new fuel injection system is impressive.
Oh, yeah.
That's the what is that? The 800, I think, right? The new Honda, I believe it's something. I think it's 800, something like that. The one he's talking about, the fuel injection one. Joe said,
"Yep,
yeah, tweaking the machine. Yeah, they're getting 8 at 2,500 with that. That's what everybody. Yeah, it's 8 at 2,500. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, 8 at 2,500. That's a really good house wash machine, though. I mean,
yeah, it is.
Now Gene said he's getting a 2022 Hummer, 1,000 horsepower all electric. Gene's a trip. GXI 800. Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm going to be offended if he doesn't write a song for me tonight.
Oh man,
Gene is man, Gene.
I saw it. He wrote a song for Everett.
I know.
Yeah,
so he's going to write. Yep. So Gene, Mike's the Dean of Power Wash, right? So we need a song written for Dean of Power Wash. Gene's going to come out with a whole album, and I think he's going to debut it in Myrtle Beach.
There you go. A good evening in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Gene is a trip. All right. Jack Stone said, with the upcoming season of the economy at a very pivotal point, can you give me your Jamie, Mike, and John's best advice for a small fish trying to thrive this year, man? Jake, my opinion, Jake, is the same thing I'll tell everybody. The more people that see you and know what you do, the more opportunities you're going to have. So if that's take a book out of Gene O'Neill's page, Gene O'Neill, everybody he meets, man, they know Gene clean stuff. Clean by Gene. He gives them business card. He gives business cards to everybody he meets. But Jake, it depends on your budget, man. If you have a budget, AdWords and Facebook ads done correctly, all the stuff done correctly, it would be really successful for you. If you don't have the budget, man, then you got to get out there. Put those boots on, get out there, and just make those relationships, man. I mean, quite honestly, what we do. We clean stuff. I mean, just let people know we clean stuff. It's really that. It's not that hard. It's how we're going to get the message to them, right? Like how are we going to get the message to everyone what we do. And if you're really struggling, well, not even struggling. Some guys just do that or not struggling because that's what they do. But going out and knocking on some doors.
Yeah,
I mean, I know guys do it, and it works.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Looking at Jake's profile picture, looks like he's fairly young. Unless that's a picture of a wife and kid there. I'm not sure.
I think that's Jake.
Yeah, it's a kid. Okay. That changes my advice, though.
No, I think it's Jake. No, it is Jake.
Oh, it's him?
Yeah, I believe that's Jake.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, I started my business when I was 18. And especially when I was younger, it was tough for me to run a business because at 18, I looked like I was 14 or 15. And it was hard for me to get business. But the fact that I just kept going back and I would call back on people, I did a lot of cold calling. I don't know if that works real good on the residential side, but that was on the fleet washing side and the commercial side. And I literally had people who gave me business because they liked seeing a young go-getter come in there. And I used it. My dad actually coached me and said, use it to your advantage. Tell them how young you are, what you're trying to do. And my pitch was, hey, I'm going to college, or I was in high school. And golly, I had graduated college and been out of college for like 10 years. And people remember, I still had customers remembered when I came in and pitched them when I was running my business and I was in college or high school. They would talk about, and they would meet other people that knew me in business, and they would talk about, yeah, we remember Michael because he was working his way through college, and he was paying his way through college, and that's how he was getting his way through. And people like to see that that go-getter attitude, and people who are willing to try to take care of themselves and not look for handouts and that kind of thing. So,
yep.
And kind of on what the point you just said about being a go-getter. So I want to give you this advice, Jake. Make sure this is one thing you really, really, really want to do. I mean, you should have a CRM. I'm not going to tell you which one to get, whatever one you like. But the biggest point is when you give an estimate to someone, do not give them an estimate and then just forget about it and think it's good, because you don't know how many jobs we close in our follow-up sequence. So we have follow-up sequences that go out, and we touch these people multiple times. And the amount of jobs that we close on the third, the fourth, the fifth follow-up would blow your mind away. So you'll waste a lot of time if you're out there giving out estimates to Mrs. Jones, and then Mrs. Jones doesn't call you forget about Mrs. Jones. So, Jake, you want to follow up, man. And you'll find people that'll go, what like Michael just said. They'll understand that you're hungry and you want their business, right? You'll get a lot like that.
Jake posted he's pushing 40, so.
Oh, so that's not Jake. Or he looks really young.
Yeah, he does.
Either way.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, it's just you flip it to the other side then and say, hey, I'm a young family man, or I've got a family I'm trying to support. Just whatever it is, just be honest and tell them what you're doing, why you're there, and why it's important to you to get their business, and why you're going to work hard to keep it and make them a happy customer.
Yep. Correct me, Farmer that said networking. Absolutely, networking. Yeah. Hugely important. Network. Books. I mean, I got so many books I read, man. I like Traction. What do you like? Profit First was awesome. I know Michael's a book guy, so
Traction is probably the book that helped me the most, and we started that about 5 years ago. I probably didn't say anything about it for about a year and a half or 2 years until I felt comfortable supporting it. But I think that's a really good book. Might have been longer than that, but Traction, and you can get the Traction program. You can find Traction coaches out there to come in and coach and stuff. But there's definitely some other resources, I think, in our industry that if you want coaching, serious coaching from good coaches, I would look at Brandon Vaughn's Conquer program.
Yep.
A lot of good coaches in there. I'll admit I'm not a coach, but I'm in the program. I started it this year. And I've benefited a lot from it, and a lot of good guys, a lot of good coaches in that group. So I'd recommend that highly. Then, like I said, Traction. There are several books I've read a lot, and I like. It's a discipline book. I'm trying to think of Jocko Willink.
Yes. Oh man, I know which one.
His book.
I'm going to see what's on my Audible.
Yeah, no, I've read it twice actually. It's such a good book, and I brought it to my team. So one of the other things that we do, I mean, if anybody's got any size of an organization, is that we do book reviews in our management staff meetings. And right now we're doing Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is a really good book.
It is.
Yeah,
really good book.
Now, I will say it's dated. You can tell by the stories and things that are written in there, and it might be tougher for, like I noticed that the younger people on the management team have a really hard time relating to it, because I think I'm at the age gap where I knew some of the people like my grandparents' age, so I understand some of these stories that make sense to me, but they don't make sense to some of the younger kids today, because they're like, no one would do that. Well, yeah, they did. They did act that way, 30, 40, 50 years ago, because that's how my grandparents were. And when I was around them, that's how they acted, and the things they did. Extreme Ownership. That's the name of that book.
Extreme Ownership. By
Jocko Willink and I'm trying to think Leaf. Leaf, I can't think of his last name, but they're two co-authors. Both the guys are Navy SEALs, very patriotic, and I love how he uses the stories of being a Navy SEAL and then relating that to business coaching that he did with different organizations. So I feel, I like that because I have a patriotic sense to myself, so I like hearing those kind of stories and how they used it. It's pretty cool. And Jocko Willink is like all over the place now. He's all over Instagram. Got a huge following there. He's on YouTube. He does a podcast. If you really want to get into it. And I started getting up real early in the mornings to work out. Kind of fell off of it, getting back into it again. But he's got this called the 4:30 a.m. club. Get up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Now, I get up at 4 a.m. I got up this morning at 4 a.m. And it generally takes me about an hour to get everything ready. So I'm at the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning. And then I go to work after that.
I get up at 5:10, so you're a little bit earlier than I am. But man, I try not to even get up when I don't have to get up, but I still do. It's just like crap.
Yeah.
Extreme ownership. I just looked it up. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm gonna get that. I have Audible, man. So I kind of like to listen to when I drive. I listen to Audible books.
Oh yeah, I love Audible.
Yeah.
I got a lot of books on Audible, and if I go for walks or something, for some aerobic exercise, then I'm listening to an Audible book. Yeah, it's good. Oh, and Brooke said I could call her out because she's young.
I've seen that somewhere. I put it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call them out. So that must be. How's there 2 comments here? That's weird. I commented, and then the PWMCA commented the stream ownership. I wonder if that's Gene commenting it, because Gene, I don't know. I'm confused now.
Gene is still talking about the Hummer.
I know. Gene wants that friggin' Hummer. Look, he's got it on
with
YouTube.
that Hummer. I'm telling you.
Gene's in love with that Hummer, man. Hey.
It's real.
I guess you never know, right? We don't know, but it's possible.
Yeah. Who knows?
Jason, you're gonna get my book, man. I'm gonna have my book signing in Myrtle Beach.
We all waiting for that book.
There you go.
We all waiting for that book.
Oh my, these guys are a trip.
Well, I want to see the How to Be a Baller by Jeremy Brook.
Yes, I know.
I want to see.
Yeah, he's another one.
Yeah,
I think he finally, after all the 20 comments he made, he had a real question for you. Where's that one?
I'm going to get it right now. I've seen it. Joe Devino has a couple good books. 4-Hour Work Week. Yes, that is good. And Clockwork book. I've had read them both. Jeremy Book. He does have a question for him. You never know what Jeremy knows when he says I have a serious question. You don't know if it's a serious question.
Yeah. No.
So exactly. He wants to know, how often do you change your surface cleaner clip, your tips and your surface cleaners? What do you recommend?
Well, I would say I would keep a pressure gauge on my machine, and when the pressure dropped, then that's the first thing I would change. And I guess it really depends on how many hours you're putting on it, but that's the way I've always done. Even on my truck washing side, I had a pressure gauge on my machine all the time, and if I lost over 300-400 psi, then I was changing out the tips. And I noticed that I liked the Spray Mart fan tips because I felt like they gave me a really good even spray, and running 5 gallons a minute, 2,000 psi, 2,500 psi, generally anywhere from 30 to 40 hours. I was losing 300 or 400 psi. It's amazing that how many people don't, and you can't tell on a surface cleaner because you're just pushing it around. Now behind a gun, when you're washing trucks, you can feel it. But on surface cleaner, you're not going to see it. So having a gauge on there, I think helps a lot. And then just make sure that you're running, because here again, it goes back to what I said earlier. Being successful in any aspect of this industry is about saving time. And if you're using a surface cleaner and you need that blasting power, you need it to run at peak performance. So if you're losing 500, 600, or 1,000 psi and you don't feel like fixing it, it's going to slow you down. You want to be running fast. You want to keep up with that pressure and make sure it's producing.
Yep, absolutely.
And a pressure gauge will pay for itself. Don't be, I hate to say it, don't be chintzy, But a pressure gauge equipment, double it. Yeah.
So Pete Brown, I will tell you, in my opinion, insurance and then CRM is extremely important. Look, I can tell you, I have files, man. I have files at my place that before I had a CRM back in the day, where just stacks and stacks and stacks of handwritten invoices. Now with the CRM, I can click one button right now as we're all sitting here talking, and I can email all my clients at one time. Bam, like that. CRMs are extremely important, man. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you look into it. There's some great ones. I use the Customer Factor. You have Mark8, you have Service Monster, you have Jobber. There's a whole bunch of them. See what fits you best. But it's a must, dude. It really is. It honestly is. John, you using one? I know John's using it. I know Michael is in his company because he has to. He's got a store. He's got to have.
You know what? I'm looking for one. I'm looking for a new one. I've been doing some old ways for way too long. We are fixing to get on CRM, and it's interesting. But
you have all the data in the system. You can touch your customers like that.
Yeah.
I get emails from you guys all the time.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely.
Okay.
I think just there's much better processes and ways of doing it out there, and I will add this by saying that I was in a call today with Brandon Vaughn, and we were talking about it, and his comment to me was, CRMs, it doesn't matter what they cost, they pay for themselves, because that's your interaction with your customer and to grow your business, and the better it can be. And the more productive it can make you, the better off you're going to be at it. So don't go cheap on a CRM.
Yep, 100%. You're right about that CRM. I mean,
I know Brooke is listening, so she's going to hold me to that.
She's going to hold you to it. Zachary wants to know. He's trying to get in the commercial, but he's getting into. He's having a problem, man. He goes to the ownership and he can't appeal to them. My opinion is, I'm always going to say demo sell. So I don't know what you guys are going to say, but demos. Try to set up a free demo.
Yeah, well, commercial side's a lot different than residential. I mean, I think you can do a lot of marketing things to get in front of, mailers, emails,
LinkedIn,
phone calls, all kinds of stuff and think about this differently now. Okay. How many homes are in our country? So how big is the marketplace? That's why there's so many contractors that do residential cleaning.
Yep.
How many restaurants? How many fleets? How much flat work? How many parking garages? Things like that. So as that customer base narrows down, there's less people or there's less opportunity for competition in those markets. So keep in mind that if you're moving from residential to commercial, you've got a smaller base of commercial customers to go after, and there's going to take some different tactics, because generally on a residential side, it's not so much about relationship as it is on the commercial side. It's about building relationships and getting those people to come back and getting word of mouth, things like that. You're going to have to spend more time closing those customers. Now, on the flip side, residential customers, you can close a lot really quick. Commercial, you close fewer and it takes more time, but your potential to get sales and to hold sales over a longer period of time and get more of a return from that relationship is higher than it is on a residential.
Makes sense.
And that's why, though you can be on the residential side and there's a potential, which makes sense. There's going to be a smaller margin sometimes on the commercial side than there is on the residential side, because there's less cost in getting that customer on the commercial side in the long term. And that's how you have to look at it.
Yep.
I want to know what John Sacco is sipping. Somebody said it's moonshine. You drinking moonshine, John?
I saw that too. I wondered the same thing.
I wish I had some moonshine. It's Gatorade.
Gatorade? All right. He's drinking moonshine. I don't know. Maybe he is.
Yeah.
Maybe he is. So we got about 5 more minutes, guys. So let's see if anybody's got any good questions for Mike. We got 5 minutes, so you guys got some good questions.
Go.
Mike, let's go.
Mike,
Seven.
plug in
Always happy to answer.
the Power Wash University too. You know, I have personally taken your classes online from university to update my information to get to the modern way that you guys are doing business. And I think it's a fantastic classes. So I recommend anybody that is watching that if you guys, especially for the newer guys, this is the type of people you want to follow. This is the type of person you want to listen to. This is the type of company you want to join and take their classes, invest that money. And you guys see that I don't, advertise for anybody too often. But this company, Power Wash University, is the guys you want to use. You want to learn from Michael Hinderliter and from everybody that works at his store.
Yep, it's right there in the ticker on the bottom. It's right on the bottom, powerwashu.com. I have also taken the courses there, and they have some great courses. And hey, man, I'll be honest with you, the Christmas light course was actually really, really good.
Oh, thank you.
And I was kind of like, I don't know, man, online Christmas lights. I'm like, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, he really represented it with the training videos he had. It really, it was really a good course. I took a lot out of it.
I'm glad. I mean, it was a little different format than what we normally do for Power Wash University. You know, being more of a classroom style inside that. It's different than what we normally do, but it was good. And but there was a lot of great content in that course.
Yep, there was. And you have bundles now in your courses too, right? You have bundles, so they can do on the courses.
Yeah.
Highly recommend you guys go check them out because it's especially right now in the winter, man. If you guys in the winter and you're not that busy, it's really now the time to start getting in and diving into learning that education. I mean, I do that also. I do some courses, not power washing courses. I do different courses like, Instagram marketing, stuff like that. And I do a lot in the wintertime. The wintertime, I'm spending a lot of time, man, on the computer taking courses and trying to learn more. It's always
now Jamie is trying to take over the TikTok media.
TikTok. Hey, my boy AJ Joyner's got over 1 million followers on TikTok, man.
Wow. Yeah, bro, that is awesome.
He might be in Myrtle Beach. I've been talking to him. He wants to come. He might come to Myrtle Beach, but he's TikTok is really weird, man. I really only do it for the editing. I like to make the funny videos now and then. Use it for the editing format, but I don't know. It's still neat. We got something here by Don, but it's really long. I don't think it's going to show. Oh, it does show, but we're not going to.
Yeah,
there you go.
We're not going to see us.
Oh, cool. All right, Don.
So there you guys go. So the guy, whoever had the question about reducing the engine speed, it's in that comment right there. Oh, John did. Oh, well, it's in the comments, John, right there. So it's there for you. But
yeah, I'll go back and read it later, bro.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah,
it's long. That's why it's so long. He was doing something.
Brooke texted me to remind me to make sure that we were giving away the bundle to help Corey, which I mentioned earlier. So
yes, you guys are giving away the 5-course bundle. You said.
Yeah, 5-course bundle.
All right, so that'll be
with the courses. That's Power Wash 101, Power Wash 102. It's house wash, roof wash, and wood restoration.
All right, and I will
all of them. Great courses, great education, guys.
Yep, that's going to go on.
Thank you very much, Michael.
And that all those courses. Now we do sell a bundle price. I think it's around $1,500. But if you were to buy those courses individually outright, it's actually right around $1,900 for all those courses.
Thinking Jeremy. Put that one back. Put that one back.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. You read that, Michael?
I've got to get that one down. I'll be ready in Myrtle Beach. Me and Jeremy are do that together.
Matthew.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yep. I highly recommend it, Matthew. Highly recommend it, Matthew. It was good.
Whoever does it, we'll make it 6 courses. We'll throw in the Christmas lights too. So
All right, so it'll be 6 like I better write this down because I got so much going on
wow.
here, man. With these,
Awesome.
and that's going to be so that's all going to be all on the Epic 24-hour live, guys. So if you guys don't know about it, I mean everybody should know about it. So I know 99 made a video about it. Hey, look, some people are offended by 9.
99 is pissing a lot of people off.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I was just
man.
going to say that. You know what? I don't care because that's my buddy, and he comes on. He does a video once a month, maybe, or a couple months, and he's just trying to make people laugh, man, when people are having a hard day. So
Yes.
I don't care. But we're having an epic 24-hour live stream this Saturday at 6 p.m. It's a fundraiser for Corey Flannery, for his wife. She's having some surgery, some medical issues. We're going to be live for 24 hours. Live from Saturday from 6 p.m. this Saturday until Sunday. We're going to have many speakers coming on. I got them all in my little book here. And lots of auctions. Lots and lots of auctions. And Michael just gave the 6-course pack up. So you guys are going to have opportunities to bid on that during the 24 hours. So make sure you guys will see it. It'll be on Facebook everywhere. Mike's supposed to say something. He got a text.
Well, yeah, no, Brooke was texting me, telling me that we weren't doing the wood because Everett's doing the hands-on. But unless it's all the same person that gets it all, I don't know that that's the case. But
yes,
either way,
if it's a bundle,
it's going to be different.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah.
Well, it's different because well, I'm sorry. The wood from Everett is going to be on the drawing for tomorrow.
There you
Your
go. Okay.
bundle is going to be totally different. That's going to be for the 24-hour, totally different people.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Right. Okay. Gotcha.
So you got a good staff there, man. On top of you.
Oh. Oh yeah. Got some go-getters, and I'm glad to be working with them.
There's Lewis Coatney. He's part of the 24-hour Epic live stream. So it's going to be me, John, Lewis, and Gene O'Neill. Now, Gene didn't commit to the 24 hours yet. He's coming on, but I don't know if he's doing 24 hours. But I think we can get
that old man, he's going to be thinking about the Hummer.
He's too old? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthew, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but what Matthew Grossman's saying there is true. And I still have machines that have generators on them. And so we keep you can't slow down the generator. You got to keep that running full throttle. That's true.
That is true.
But that's if you use a pressure washer with a burner.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and he has a generator, but I do think that even goes for 12-volt systems because they don't produce high enough voltage, and you can burn out the I want to say solenoids, but the transformers and stuff because they're low down, or they'll just stop working. The burner won't turn on at all because you won't get high enough voltage out of that.
Okay.
Now it may work for a while, but it'll suck down the battery.
Alonzo, he's going to watch.
That's going to be him. That's going to be Jamie. Jamie's going to fall asleep. I'm going to keep him up.
Yo, look, I'm not joking with you guys. My wife got me ready. Look. I got the.
You're going to need lots of that.
I'm ready. I'm already ready, man.
You know,
I brought everything over tonight so I can set it up. I'm ready for Saturday. I'm going to be awake. All right, guys. It's past 9. So,
you know what? Here, I got a question.
Yes.
So, what's the longest that you've been awake straight? Now, I had to do it because I cleaned a parking garage once. I went to college during the day, and I went and started parking garage cleaning at 5 p.m. on a Friday night. Worked all night Friday night, worked all day Saturday, and worked into I think it was the early morning of Sunday or midday, whatever it was, and then drove home an hour and a half.
You got me beat.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that was it kicked my butt.
How old were you?
I was in college, so had to be, I would say 20, 21. I couldn't do that today. There's no way I could do it today.
No, yeah. I used to stay up. I mean, I used to work overnight. Yeah, John, we can hear you.
I come from a culture where Spanish people celebrate the Christmas the night before Christmas, and we actually have dinner at 12 o'clock, midnight, and then party until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Last time I did that, it was 1992. I was 18 years old, the year before I came to this country. Not anymore. Not anymore. So, Jamie, you're gonna keep me up.
Yes, dude. Why are you looking at me? I haven't stayed up for 24 hours for like in years.
Yeah, I like these comments these guys are making. 36 hours, 37 hours, 58 hours. Yeah. No, man, I'll tell you what, that's
brutal.
Well, and it makes me think, I want to suggest another idea here. So thinking outside the box a little bit. So we generally think work hours, 8 to 5 during the day, or night shift, 12 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is, you do that. But, and sometimes we have to run around the clock to get things done. I had a plant cleanup that I got called in on once. I didn't get the bid. They said I was too high, so they brought a guy in there to do it. And they called me 3 days before this had to be finished. And when they originally called me, it was 2 weeks out. So I didn't get the bid, but then they called me 3 days before it had to be done to show me that the poor job this guy was doing. They ran him off the job and had to bring me in to do it. And they were like, "We got to have this done in 3 days." I said, "There's no way I can get this done in 3 days." And I'm looking at it and looking at it. He goes, "Well, if you can't get it done in 3 days, you don't have the staff, we can't hire you." I stood there and I looked at it for a minute. I said, "All right, I know what I can do." Because I didn't have the equipment, but I had enough staff. I said, "We're going to run night and day. We have a night shift and a day shift." And we beat the deadline by about 5 or 6 hours. Yeah. So there's just,
wow.
You just think of options, think outside the box sometimes and figure out how you get things done. Customers have it and they paid good. So we knocked it out. It was
got to do it.
And the other thing about that to me sometimes is not
do what you got to do.
It's not that it's hard. It's kind of fun when you get a challenge like that. I enjoy the challenge and to see if I can do it. That it makes it enjoyable.
Oh, I think we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. We'll be good. It's not that big of a deal. I've been on Zoom calls. We've been on Zoom calls. 46.
46.
Yep. And we've been on Zoom calls recently until 2 in the morning. Doing Zoom calls. So I don't know, man. I used to stay up 20. I used to always stay up. I don't know. I haven't done it in a long time. I guess the last time I did it, I don't know, a couple years ago. We'll make it though.
Yeah.
We'll make it.
No, we will.
Make it. We'll make it. We got plenty of guys coming on, man. They're going to be talking, interviewing, and it's going to be good, man. It's going to be fun.
What's your format going to be?
This.
I know it's this, but what? Like you got a different person every hour?
Oh yes, yeah. Every hour we got somebody coming on every hour. So I need to fill in a couple of West Coast guys for that.
Yeah.
That 3 o'clock in the morning area because the West Coast guys not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
We may not get somebody in that middle of the night. So if we'll have Gene O'Neill play some music in the middle of the night.
Unless you're up, Michael. Unless you're up in the middle of the night and you want to come in, hey, come and join us.
I'm sleeping.
He's like, you're not dragging me into that.
Yeah. I used to be all for it, but not anymore. I would just make a suggestion for you, though. I know you're going to run it. If there's a way to break up your interviews and post them separately, that way guys can come back and watch them later based on whoever you've talked to and stuff and have a better opportunity to see your content.
I can manually at a later date.
Or there's another way to do it, and that is somehow in a post or a comment for the video, you tell people where the timeline is where people change out.
Yeah,
and then
that's a good idea.
That way. That'd be the other way.
Good idea.
That's actually probably the best way because the other way I would have to download the video and I would have to rework everything, edit everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll actually do that timeline thing. I like that. That's a really good idea. Corey's coming on. Awesome. That's going to be great, Corey. That's going to be great having Corey come on. Just let me know tell us what time, Corey. We'll get you. We'll make it happen. We could do that. We could start making random phone calls, just like prank people and stuff. And
I get those calls
Let's
every
call
now
all the vendors.
friends.
Let's call all the vendors to thank them for what they're donating from 12 to 6 a.m.
Their phones are off. You ain't get in touch with them.
All I got to say is that my phone goes silent at a certain time, and you can't get through to me. So you're not going to wake me up.
So your one employee there, he gets in really early because he called me because you're an hour. You called me an hour. You're an hour behind me.
Yeah,
he called me like 7 o'clock in the morning one morning. So I thought he was home or something, but he wasn't. He was at the store.
Yeah, Stefan's a great guy.
He is
real knowledgeable too. Knows his stuff.
And he's a really friendly dude. And hey, you want to talk about that dude does road trips, man. He don't care. When he came to Jersey, he's like, all right, I'm driving back to Texas now. I'm like, so what, are you going to stop? He's like, no, I'm not stopping. I'm like, dude, you can't drive straight to Texas. He goes, I'll call you when I get there. Dude, he called me when he got there. I was like, this guy.
Yeah. He's born in Abilene and ended up growing up in New York City, and then moved to Texas after 9/11. He was there for 9/11, and then went back again to New York for a short period. And that guy would make straight trips from Texas to New York City, nonstop. Doesn't have a problem doing it.
I know. He doesn't care. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. Look, I never flew. I was never into flying. Like, I was not into flying, right? So I would drive to the events, right? But a couple years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when I was going to Darren Hickman's place out in Nashville, right? I'm like, I'm going to drive like I usually do, but I didn't have anybody with me. Usually somebody goes with me. I didn't have anybody. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. I get in the car. It's like 4 in the morning. I'm driving. I look at the GPS, man. It's like, it was like hours and hours and hours still. I was like, I turned around. I went home. I'm like, hey, I'm going to fly.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly.
Well, me and Brooke are flying to Myrtle Beach, and Stefan and Theo are driving.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said they're driving.
Yeah.
Hey, it doesn't bother him. So for him, it's nothing. It's easy. Like,
yeah.
The driving thing gets me, man. When I drive for a while, it just gets me. Like, the road just hypnotizes me, man. It's like, I can't do the long drive thing.
I get the same thing. And then you start watching the time you're going to be there, and you think it's been an hour, and it's been 5 minutes. And
yep. I know. I purposely, if I'm doing a long trip, I'll purposely put so I can't see the GPS because I don't want to see it slowly going down because then I'm just like, oh my God, nothing's happening.
I would say it's also a good time to listen to some audiobooks, but you don't want to have somebody who has a real monotone voice because that'll put you to sleep pretty quick.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't do that.
I generally turn on my alternative rock or metal, and that generally keeps me up because I get kind of pumped when I listen to that.
Well, Louis, you were a truck driver first, so for you, that's like second nature. He drives everywhere. Yeah, that's second nature. He was a truck driver. Ben said he'd be passed out on the side of the road. Yeah, I know. Me too. I couldn't drive that far.
Oh my goodness. I was my stepbrother had me driving. Well, he needed to go to Amarillo, which is 6 hours from here. So we're driving up there. We get what he needs, and I end up doing all the driving. I'm kind of frustrated with him, like, you're sleeping, and I'm the one doing the driving, and I don't even need to go up here. We turn around and come back, and I get tired and say, hey, you need to drive. He goes, oh, I'm too tired. Golly, how much you going to sleep, guy? So I pull off on the side of the road, and I still remember this place where I stopped because I hear a train whistle, and I wake up, and the train from my sleep looks like it's fixing to ram the truck, and I'm stopped on top of the railroad tracks, and I'm screaming and I'm stomping the brakes.
Oh my God.
Oh my!
and I finally realized I'm not on the tracks, and the train is fixing to go by me. but
you were like,
it scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, I can't do the drive. I mean, the drive thing.
I was able to stay awake real easy after that.
I'll
I
drive to Myrtle Beach, man.
Yeah.
one time
I'll
I took
drive
a
to Myrtle
long,
Beach.
one time I took a long trip to a friend of mine when I was still in the construction business, but kind of slowed down a little bit. But we went to do a job. I think it was a job in Georgia, and we got to a certain spot. It was like almost 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and we were so tired. We stopped at the railroad tracks, and we didn't realize. Well, I look at the side and I see a wall right in between it, but we hear the train horn, like from far away, and my friend has just stopped in the middle of the road, and I'm like, "What are you waiting for?" He's like, "For the train to come. Don't you hear the horn?" I said, "Don't you see the wall that is built right on top of the railroad tracks?" We were there for like 15, 20 minutes.
Just sitting
And
there.
he's like, "Oh my God, there's a wall there." So he kept going. I'm like, "Yeah, let's go."
Crazy, man. Hey, road trips, man. You have some fun times of road trips, though. You really do. You do. You have some fun times of
Yeah.
road trips.
Yeah.
Road
Yeah.
trips are good, man. To an extent. Texas, a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach, not that bad. 10 hours. I'm there. Yeah, I'm not doing the Texas thing. Too far to drive. Let's fly. So
I like Myrtle Beach. That's a good town.
It is. It is a good time. Hopefully this year the weather is a little bit better than last year. It was a little bit weird last year. It's colder than it was the year before, but hopefully it's a little bit better this year. I think it will be.
Yeah.
Coming from Jersey, it's probably going to be in the 30s here. So we'll get down there. If it's 50s, I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I'm like, yeah, it's like springtime compared to coming from here.
I'm guessing we're 15, 16 minutes over, and I'm happy to stay as long as
we are.
You want me, so.
Yeah, we are. And I want to go home. I'm at the office, so I want to get home. You are too, I think it looks like. Unless you got a home office.
I'm at home. This is my home office.
I know. I had to do. So one of my, we just lost another one of my children moved out the other day. So I'm going to take his room probably. I'm going to probably put a room in there for so I can do these videos at home instead of have to come here.
Oh, there you go.
Be easier.
Yeah.
Be easier than coming here. So they're going. I got 2 girls left at home now. That's it. The boys are all doing their own things.
Nice.
There you go.
So
that's good.
Cool.
Time to downsize, man.
Yep.
We got you don't have room for it.
If you downsize, they can't come back.
Well, see, that's the key. All right, guys, we appreciate all you. Let me see, make sure there's no serious questions before we leave. Jersey, he said no Jersey. Yeah, I know, man. You don't want to come to Jersey, bro.
Yeah.
Corey said 16 to 18 hours, no problem.
Jeremy Brook has a question, I think. Or there is a bonus course, something.
Oh, how to wash. The bonus course is teach you how to use a wand and a gun as a guitar washing too heavy metal.
There you go.
It's funny because the other day I was watching Jeremy on a video.
Oh, you lost.
He said I was watching Jeremy in a video.
Yeah.
What? I'll give him a second and see if he pops up.
Yeah.
His phone might have died. He was talking to me before the show started, and his phone died on him. I'm like, dude, you gotta charge your phone, man. But yeah, no, Mike, we appreciate you coming on. Appreciate everything you do. And
happy to help.
Looking forward to 2021, man. I think it's going to be a great year. I think, I think guys are gonna have good years again this year. I think guys are gonna have to work harder, like you said, to get there. But it's still going to be there.
And I mean, and we even saw some people that are still doing it. Pivot a little bit. Offer some sanitary type services. We started pushing, and we had it on our product line already, Max Squat, and so we just started. Our sales for Max Squat just took off. So it's a great product. So it works good, and there's several ways to apply it and use it, and it's. Occasionally we get some people that say something, what's a quaternary? Well, you use Lysol, that's a quaternary. So, and Lysol's approved just like Max Squat. So
absolutely.
These are products that have been around for a long time.
Yep. I was going to use it because I was going to, when this thing first hit, that's where I was, because I have the equipment. I have foggers and stuff from the past, but I didn't need to do it because I didn't, you know. But when we first got hit with the whole thing, I'm like, oh, we may have to pivot and start. We might have to start this movement to sanitizing. But knock on wood, man, we were lucky. We didn't have to go that route. We know our wash business just stayed going really well. So can't complain. Yeah, John texted me that oh, that's not John. Somebody else. I guess he's not coming back. So,
Yep.
All right. We appreciate all you guys for coming on, man. Do they sell Max Quad at Northern Tool? I don't think so, Carl. I would just skip.
Actually, we were going to put it on the Northern Tool website. We just never did.
It's not there, right?
Yeah, it's not right now.
Not right now.
I'm kind of glad it reminded me of that. I need to get that done.
But so Northern Tool is going to carry it?
Well, yeah, we just have to put it to the site.
All right, nice. All right, his phone died. Yep, he gets confirmed. I knew it.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right,
care,
Michael.
guys.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate you, Michael. Thank you
too.
for everybody for tuning in. And hey, we'll see all you guys in Myrtle Beach, whoever's coming. And hey, we're always here for you.